Supreme evening. Naga here. I like to take time for myself, and you had to be watching me for a while to hear a lot of the reasons why I disappeared and shit like that. I take time for myself to let whatever divine is showing me sit with me. And sometimes you just feel a lot of things. You just feel it. So many different particular energies, right? You just feel all these different energies. But man never knew what they be talking about. And ever since, you gotta when you in school, they tell you about how to read things and how to comprehend certain parts of stories. People get lost in the ongoing of the story, and then they hold on to those main parts. It don't be like that though. It don't be like that. So if we know, right, if we know initially we were the seeds of light, and it was supposed to be something there. See, they changed that particular part of the story. They was like, oh, angels went down to take women for themselves. Wouldn't that defeat the purpose? If in an old story they said divine stripped them of all universal energy and brought them low back to beast. So how could how could it be one and the same? Like, how could you have this story in the future where they says angels came to take women for themselves, but then the old story says divine banished them, stripped them of all universal power, and sent them low. They fell into being beast. So how could it be one and the same? This way, people don't be paying attention. You know what I'm saying? People don't really listen. So you can't keep following, right? And you got to know, it was also told you when confusion is about, that's not divine. That's not the Almighty. So, like I said before, religion is fake. You know what I'm saying? Religion is not real. That was built to make you lose focus of what divine instilled in you. You know what I'm saying? So it has a lot of PowerPoints in it. Because if I took all the knowledge from you, I took all the power, universal power from you, of course, you would have to relearn it from me, the creation, and then rewrite it to make it seem like you have some standpoint. Of course you would do that. Common sense. That don't make it accurate. You know what I'm saying? So it's characteristics to the fallen energy. And once you understand that they were stripped from all universal pretense, that means it's a lot of things that are gone. The way to see, the way to comprehend, even standing upright, all those things are gone. This ain't a movie to where, you know what I'm saying, they show you something fly down with wings and it's fighting the evil ones and all that. No, that's romanticizing a value of falsity. That's what that is. That's how you romanticize falsity. But then people get it in their head to where that's what it is. I'll get so deep with this shit. Excuse my language. I'll get so deep with this knowledge to where I'll start uncovering a lot of things that people just don't look at. That's sitting right in their face. It's like this close to your face, but you can't see it because you believe something. Belief, in order to believe something, you can't know it. That means you don't know. That's why you believe. To believe in something is faith, right? It means you can't see it. They want you to believe in the Most High because they want to take your sight, that connection, that third eye, from being able to know it. And they did that by physical means. So at one point you knew the divine, so you didn't believe it. You knew it. Now you just have belief. You see how we're going down the steps? And that's the scary part, right? That's the scary part, because you think you're waking up to something or things just happening. No, you're getting farther away from it. I know a lot of people didn't even look at the last video. And I don't, you know what? I'm fine when I see people don't really gravitate to the knowledge like that. It's cool. You know why? Because it shows the indoctrination. You got to know something. I never was one to follow what man say. I could give a shit. I cannot care what man says. You know what I'm saying? I could not care what man says at all. And I'm never going to let go of what the divine say, though. That's me strengthening my obedience to the divine. So no, I don't do what everybody else normally do. I'm not a follower, yo. Like, that's just something I'm not going to do. I'm not going to be out here like, oh, that's what everybody doing, so I'm going to go do that too. No, I'm not. I was made by a creator, so I'm going to create. It may not look like what it's supposed to be in the mind of people who are tempted by materialistic value or worldly options, but I'm still in line with my creator, no matter what it looked like. So you got to be strong to do that. You got to be bold to not follow the crowd. It's crazy. Things that I would get mad about when I was a teenager, you hear today still being spoken in passion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember, I ain't gonna even get into that, but maybe one day I'll tell y'all. But it's never gonna be about how y'all see nothing. It's not how you comprehend it. You're too far away from the original way you was made to understand what's happening to you. So you need to be guided back through the truth. And the only way you're gonna get there unless you sacrifice how you see it and let divine guide you into it. Like, that's the only way it's gonna happen, yo. Like, that's the only way it's gonna happen. And not for nothing, people, they gonna keep saying, well, I got this and that. You was taught all that. You was taught all that. I take parts and see what I got this thing about awareness, yo. I got this thing that I can see. And I know a lot of people don't be seeing. I can see certain things I always have. And it would like make me nervous. Sometimes I'll get the goosebumps when I was younger, stuff like that. But I can see. And what I see is people who are not connected to the divine try to use divine placements or divine attributes as characteristic traits. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get you to see them like that. That's how they want. That's why they be pushing the control and trying to downplay the culture and talking bad about them and talking at them and all that. It's because they fell, or what created them fell so far from even being in the right mentality and don't have no understanding. They have to see how you act to these things. My child may hurt my feelings, but it's not a sin, right? It'll be more like a learning experience. So something had to force this understanding on you to take and look at your actions as they were wrong, knowing that divine is forgiving to you, not because of a Messiah, but because divine created you to serve a purpose. And that purpose has been redirected because of other things getting involved. And if you go back to like when I went through the seven understandings, right? I dropped 7 videos, dropping some jewels. You go back to like the first or the second one, you hear me going deep about what happened when the angels actually came here. Now, what's crazy about that, it's not just a story. They have actual literal proof and showing you in real time what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? It'll bug you out to see a man walking on all fours, his elbows and knees popped the other way, and he got a little tail hanging out the back. It'll bug you out to see a black man take that man and take a board and wrap it around their backside with rope. The oak tree. Split the wood, take two sides of the wood, put it on their backside and tie it and make them stand up. So that you can't bend down because the wood doesn't bend. You get what I'm saying? This is literal things that they don't talk about no more because it'll literally put you in mind of the time frame when it came here and when they started doing stuff, when they got the power to wipe your mind from a truth that you understood and inserted another value. This is actual. So they've been around that long. You just don't remember the process and how these things took place. Even Haile Selassie went to the Queen Elizabeth's castle, right? And when he went in there, go read his book. Go read his book. He said when he went in there, they had no furniture. You know what I'm saying? And he wanted to use the bathroom. Well, he walked in there. It was a room right there when he got there, and the room had nothing in it. But what was in the room was doo-doo piled up in the corner, doo-doo and piss. It was nasty, piled up like animals. It was piled up in the corner. On each corner. Like they would just use the corner to crap in. But it's like, you can put sugar on shit. It don't make it good food. It's still shit. You know what I mean? But that castle was given to them. And you got to understand, like, you got to go back to, like, how these things took place and how they got there. People be like, yo, how was this made and how was that made? I don't even like going back and forth through those stories, but I could keep it 100 with you. And then a lot of people don't know because they have become entitled. Just like the fallen felt like they was entitled and they didn't have to listen to the divine. They didn't have to go be the steward to the seeds to make sure they grew into their full totality. That entitlement is what got them banished. That disobedience is what got them banished. That sense of control and going against the Almighty is what got them banished. They never had no conversation with divine, though. They had a conversation with the spokesman of divine. And the power that the spokesman carried got them banished. That's something nobody don't even talk. They don't even know because they keep changing the stories to make it look like it happened. Like, no, it didn't happen the way they told y'all. None of that stuff is true. The way it went down, it's not how it happened. It's just not how it happened, okay? It's too much lying, and that's all they can do is lie. They can't do nothing else but lie. That's they strongest weapon. Once they were stripped of all divine truth and power, they were left with everything opposite of that. So keep in mind, the DNA looks like a ladder. It's twisted, looks like a ladder, right? So this is what they mean by falling. When the DNA is connected at its highest attribute, it's really long. Really long. We got pieces, you know what I'm saying, floating around. So when they fell, those stairwells inside the DNA started disintegrating, tightening up. And then it goes all the way to the smallest level of what a creation can be. Keep in mind, everything is created by divine. Even the beast. Even the animals that are called beasts, they're created by the divine too. So what it means by falling is you fall from a spectrum of reality. This is not to say that we are created, right, from animals. All creations, right? So you can fall from where you are as a creation into an animal. That's not to say that you have animal DNA. That's something completely different. I'm getting goosebumps right now because I know I'm tapping into something right now. And that's what divine mean by falling. People think, oh, it's like this or you was made with that. It may seem like that because you can't fathom divine knowledge. Divine says in the ending, and this is the sad part. That's why I don't try to attack nobody about knowledge that they don't know. But divine said in the last days, it's gonna be beings that still will not be able to fathom the depths of divine knowledge. And they're going to want to know. So, it's not to say that it was created with animal DNA. An animal is the lowest pedestal in the DNA. That's what makes us on top of the food chain. So up here is a man, down here is an animal. They're not made from the same thing. But the more you come farther from the level of creation, you can dwindle down into that. I know that sounds weird. I know it's like, how is that even possible? Light does a lot. What light also does, if you slightly change the spectrum of the light a little bit, what you see the colors to be would change. Every green thing can be purple. Orange can be a fiery red. Right? Gray and dirt, brown dirt can be dark gray. You know what I'm saying? Imagine a world like that, where the sky, the sun is like fiery orange. Right? Because the sun, the way it shines, every tree you look at is purple. The grass is purple. You know what I'm saying? Grays or browns and dirt color and all that. Wood is dark gray. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can be like that. Black people, people of color, the spectrum of the sun change slightly. You will change. You will change into a awesome black. Just like the brown can be dark gray. Imagine brown people changing jet pure black, night black. Imagine that. So trying to comprehend it and put it into a box to where you can understand it has always been the problem of people. They always try to take divine knowledge or divine understanding on man's and put it in man's point of view. It's distorted. That's the same entitlement when man runs around the world trying to label stuff without actuality. And then they find out later, oh, that's not what it meant. I thought they was talking to me. How'd you think that? You just dumb as hell. And you believe if somebody's saying something to you, they must be talking to you. Or they must be talking to answer your question, might I say, to respond to you. So you take whatever they're saying as a full response. No, that's not what it is. Yo. And we're going to get to this. We're going to work through it, and everybody's going to get the understanding of how this is. But at first, you have to listen. And if you can't listen and then deliberate, you're not going to learn it. I don't mind people not paying me no attention. That shows me I'm on a path. I'm on the right path. When nobody gravitates to me and they can't get it, that shows how far you are away from the source of energy. We keep saying, and we know this to be true, divine is almighty. What limitations is involved in that? In almightiness. It's almighty. So if you're coming at divine thinking in a ways of that you comprehend how it is, you've already done it a disservice. You've already did it a disservice because you're trying to put it in a category. You're trying to give it a name, a familiarity. It's almighty. ... End of sentence. You would never classify divine like that. It's actually disrespectful to try to. Be mindful of your thoughts. Matter of fact, be mindful of the people who think like that. Because their energy can rub off you and you can lose your way. How you think we got here? Go back those 7 videos, part 1 through 7. You'll see what I'm talking about. I never give up on the divine. But what I do is I take my time to listen and pay attention. And sometimes I'll put the phone away. I'll leave it on the charger and just go outside. You know what I'm saying? And sit with the divine. People always think they smarter than you. You're like, I'll be like, yo, why it's got to be a competition? Like, why you got to feel some type of way that you don't know what I'm talking about? That's not my problem. Get closer to the divine. I don't know. Like, that's what you got to do. Get closer to the Almighty, and it'll work out for you. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't do that, I get it. Maybe it ain't for you. Maybe they got to you way like I said, it's a lot of people that look like us, but they not a part of the Most High. They look like you. They've been stripped of everything already. You got to go through. You got to go back to that 1 through 6. Go to 1 through 7 and watch all the videos. It explains everything. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even want to drop it. I wanted to keep that to myself because it's a lot more knowledge I got, and I'm like, I ain't telling nobody that. Waste my air on telling y'all truth. Y'all be scared of the truth anyway. Y'all don't want the truth. And then when stuff start happening around you and stuff, y'all be like, he must be doing something. No, I'm not doing nothing. Divine said this. Told you directly. You don't comprehend stuff. And you're not going to get it because you keep putting how you feel in the way or in between what Divine is saying in you. Divine said, put nothing in between me and you. I need a personal relationship with you. Not even you. Don't even put yourself in between me and you. You know what that means? Do you get it? You know what that means? Divine said, don't put yourself in between you and Divine. The way you see things. Period. End of sentence. That's it. And no more, no less. I've been doing this too long, yo. Yeah, I've been a regular person like everybody else. But I always had Divine with me. And people would look at it and consider it to be fear or something like that. Now I would feel stuff. When I was young, I was feeling too much. I was out in the sun. I'm getting all these downloads. I'm feeling stuff. I'm picking up on people's energies. I don't know what it was. So, of course, I'm all in my emotions when I was young. I was all in my emotions. I didn't know how to handle none of that. But as I got older, I started growing into a stronger way to conduct those frequencies and comprehend them. I spent a lot of time by myself, talking to myself, talking to the Most High, looking crazy. You don't know what I saw. I mean, I've seen a lot that I don't even talk about. I have stories out the wazoo. I have so many stories. I guess what I'm saying is, if you really want to get close to the Most High, you got to free yourself from you and the world. The world has you in the headlock, seeing things in a you perspective to make sure that you don't see with the right eye. Your soul has one eye. So your soulmate has another eye. When you come together with that person, you make 3 beings. You are one, she or he is one, and the soul comes together as one being. That's why it both has an eye. It's just half of that being here. So one eye is here and the other half is with that person. So they taught everybody in the world, that was the strongest thing they had to do right there, is make sure they divided us up. When we was kids, we knew the Willie Lynch thing was taking place. We knew that's what it was. Now people forgot that that's a thing. And disrespect is at an all-time high. Like, I don't make this up. It's written. People bragged about it. It was a thing back in the day. Yeah, we gonna make sure. Look, stay close to the divine if you want to know anything or learn anything. And stop thinking you know everything. Period. Once you get there and you can do it with a discipline, believe me, you're going to cry. It's going to hurt. You're going to find yourself. See, you got to be able to handle your problem with just the divine. Stop running to people with stuff. So I'm serious. Stop running to people with all this, because you ain't doing nothing but spreading the feeling of what you're going through. So then when somebody feels that, you don't even know you set a trap for them to have that problem come into life because you've already gave them the feeling. Man, let me get off this joint, man. I know I need to keep going. I ain't going to never stop. It's just sometimes I don't like doing redundantness and stupid. I don't do that. I don't like keep doing stupid and being redundant. Like I'm gonna keep it. No, sometimes I'd rather just spend time with the Almighty, yo. I'm so serious. Women superficial, niggas be lying, family be fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? Like, at the end of the day, that's a world that is lost or lack of Almighty. I know this. It shows in everything that it is. I don't care what people think about me. I know people. That's all people do is talk because they ain't got nothing going on for themselves. When you have to talk about somebody's name or speak something towards somebody's name, that shows the lack of growth that you have in you or the lack of contentment that you have for yourself. You should be able to speak about yourself. Obviously, you ain't got much going on because you want to talk about somebody. This shit corny to me. I don't be talking about nobody. I don't be walking around like, hey, so-and-so in them. I don't be caring, yo. I really don't even be caring. I don't think about people. I'm too busy staying close to the Almighty. Because you can easily be pulled away from that and thrown into something else. I know. I used to be in the streets. And I used to hate it. I used to hate being in the streets. I got to go out here and do this or do that. I used to hate that. I was like, I don't want to be out here. But you ain't had much. You had to get it how you got it. All praises to the Most High. Once y'all learn that, everything going to be all right. Once you learn to get out your way and connect to the divine directly. And I'm still open for consultations. So if you want to have a consultation with me and have these conversations on a personal one-to-one level, we can do that. It's not a high charge. I don't charge much per hour. You know what I'm saying? But I still do that. You know what I mean? I stopped for a while and I never mentioned it. I don't mention it too much about me doing that, but I still do it. You know what I'm saying? So if you want a conversation, you want to get in depth more about it from a perspective of where you stand, I got you. I got you. This is divine knowledge. So look, you want this work, I'll put the work in for you. You know, make my time worth value. Yeah, I still do graphic designs and advertisements as well if you want to do that. It's just been slow because I've been kind of keeping my eye on my garden lately with the changing of the weather and everything and trying to make sure that everything stays healthy and I can get what I need to get from that. So, one man army, I'm doing it by myself. So, be kind of heavy sometimes. So, and then I got vertigo. So sometimes I have like a few episodes in the morning while I'm doing stuff. And by the time before 12 o'clock, I've had like 4 or 5 attacks of vertigo. So I'll be tired. And it messes with my neuro. So I don't know. They said vertigo is like side effects of you getting downloads or whatever. All right, that may be possible. But after I get hit and I feel that vertigo, I'll be tired. I feel like I smoked 12 blunts. I'm so serious. And I ain't smoking I don't know how long. You know what I'm saying? But I be feeling blazed up. And then I'll just lay down and I'll knock right out. You know what I'm saying? I'll wake up and still be tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's how it affects my brain. It don't stop me from doing nothing, but I can feel my energy, going to different places. So what I do is I pray. I talk to the Almighty and I get up. Whenever I got to get up and move, I'll get up and move. And ain't nothing going to stop me from doing that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing strong enough that can stop the divine. But, yeah, those are like little personal things I deal with or whatever. But yeah, I still do graphic designs, advertising, and promotions if that's what you want. I still do consultations and business consultations. You want to talk about a business you want to get off the ground, I can help you with that. So contact me via the email. Information is always in the description if that's what you need. You know what I'm saying? I got you. Like I said, I don't charge much for the consultations. If you like what I'm saying, support the channel. Information is always in the description. Like, comment, and share. Whatever. Share this with a friend. Okay? I'll be back to drop some more. I'll probably do some more videos. The AI thing, people got a way of when you got something good going for yourself, they'll take it and try to make it to where it's insignificant. So I'll be real picky about what I put out because I don't want everybody like having that opportunity to take divine knowledge and make it null and void. And I can see my signature when it's around. Like I don't gotta be like I don't know these people neither, but their video will pop up in my timeline right after I drop something. You know what I'm saying? Like a little, like some hours later. And then it's most of the words that they're saying is what I just said. You know what I'm saying? They just kind of move it around a little bit. And I'm like, so you're gonna steal the knowledge just to sound like you got knowledge? I'm gonna let Divine handle that. You know what I'm saying? So majority of the time people don't understand when you use certain things to get to certain things, Divine will see fit that you will never have that again in your life. And you be sitting there wondering what happened, or how did it leave, or what you got stripped of it. Just like the angels got stripped of all that universal knowledge, you will get stripped of what you think you got. So it's best bet for you to just be upfront and straight and honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't really be getting too deep into it. I just wanted to come through and chop it up with y'all real quick. You know what I'm saying? It's always love. Not gonna watch.